Yeah, look who I got. I got my man Ryan, your boy Hip Hop Gamer. The champ is here, but he looked like he's about to. He's trying to go get that belt right now. You know what I'm saying?
You got one over your shoulder.
Yeah, you want one too. So I gotta ask you, man. Like seriously, you know, just coming a long way. You know, like all your work, and now you're about to fight for the title. And I overheard you saying how Phil's top of his class right now. What's the game plan like against someone like that? Because I obviously every fight is different, but with what you're doing, that man right there, how you taking him out?
Yeah, I mean it's just will. It's obviously the physical stuff. I'm ready for that. I feel good, but it's going in there and trying to break his spirit. You know, he doesn't want to give up that belt that's sitting over there. I want that thing. He's already had it. I want it. And I want a taste of that. You know, so I'm gonna do everything in my power. I'm ready. I've trained my ass off. I'm ready to go in there and do it. And really, it's just kind of a mental thing. We both have the physical part. It's going in there and just taking that from him. You know, not the belt, just taking it from him mentally. Breaking his spirit, breaking his will, and finishing that fight.
Now, one of the things I also overheard you mentioned Tito Ortiz and like Wanderlei Silva, all these other legends. Now, what I want to ask you is like in terms of your like Ryan's personal goal, championship or not, what's something that you feel that you really want to accomplish like in the sport of MMA that you feel will solidify your legacy? Because obviously there's more that you want to do.
Yeah.
So what's some of those things you can share with the fans?
Man, I think the belt is a good start. You know, that's one thing I haven't had in mixed martial arts. I haven't fought for a belt yet, so that's a career goal.
Congratulations, man.
Oh, and so here we are. So to be able to have that as a memento and say, all right, you know, I achieved that. You know, and then defending it a bunch of times and being considered one of the best in the world of all time. You know, and you know, I've already proved enough. You know, I've fought legends of the sport. You know, I've had 30 fights. You know, have a bunch of accolades. But I would say we start with the belt right here.
Wow. So now I gotta ask you this because I asked your boy Phil, and Phil told me about how he would play Halo. He used to play Halo a lot. Do you game at all? Like I don't care what game it was or whatever, but whenever you get a chance, do you play video games at all? Because I'm a gamer. That's what it is.
Are you?
Yeah, that's what the belt is for.
I was going to come with I'm a grown up, so I don't know. No, seriously, I don't have time. I have 3 kids. And you know, I'm training all the time, and so when I come home, it's spending time with the kids and all that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
I used to back in the day play a little you know, Call of Duty and whatnot, but I don't have any time now. So you know, I have a couple different businesses and stuff. So you know, I would like to, but right now I'm focused on a few things. One is that career and getting that belt, kids and all that kind of stuff. So I'll get back to it, but yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah. I had to. So now I gotta ask you this, and I gotta ask you this because I know wrestling is your thing. You know what I'm saying? What and fans that's watching this, like, they get inspired by all that y'all say, so this is very important. But when it comes to like wrestling, like really getting it down, the grappling, all this other stuff, like, what's some of the techniques that you feel make a wrestler in the world of MMA more dominant or more of a threat than someone that just tries to be a striker?
Yeah, well, they have the ability to control where the fight goes. If I'm fighting a striker, I'm fighting a you know, high-level striker, I can go in there and usually be able to take him down on the ground and put him in a place where he's not used to be doing or used to fighting and is not that great at, or vice versa. You know, if I'm fighting a guy that's world-class at jiu-jitsu and I don't want to be on the ground with him, I can use my wrestling to keep it on my feet. You know, so I feel like wrestling, I can dictate where the fight goes, you know, and wrestlers have an ability to get a desired result by putting in the work. You know, I know if I need to put in this work to achieve this. You know, we did that throughout our career, and so there's no difference in MMA.
That's, I never heard nobody explain it like that. Like, because you just said about controlling a fight even on your feet, utilizing wrestling.
Yeah, I've had a fight.
Crazy.
I've had a fight. I fought Vinny Magalesh. He's one of the best jiu-jitsu guys in the world on the ground, you know, with submissions and whatnot. And I didn't want to go on the ground with him. And so, you know, I kept it, using my wrestling, I kept it on my feet, ended up getting a knockout. You know, and so, you know, Chuck Liddell used to do that. He would use his wrestling to keep it on his feet. So he was so good on his feet, but people didn't realize he was a wrestler too. And people would try to take him down, and he would stuff him, keep it on his feet, and eventually get a knockout.
Yo, I'm glad you said this on my interview.
No,
that was crazy. So I got 2 more questions and I'll wrap it up. Now, my next question is, and I want to capitalize on the fact that you say you have 3 kids. So what I got to ask you is this, like, what is it like? You know, your father, but you're in the ring, you about to dominate. Like, do your kids ever cross your mind while you're in the fight? Because sometimes I feel like it's like, yo, I gotta do this for my kids. Like, you know what it is? So
no,
like,
you have a little bit of that, but you know, it's a little extra motivation. But I try to separate it. I try to keep it. All right, you know, it's almost like you're sitting there going to war, and you're going to war with people that have trained with you that are in that same mindset. So you try to keep that family separate. And you keep that for afterwards and whatnot, but you're with your cornermen, you're with the people that you trained with the whole time. So you're in the same mentality of, we're going out here to fight on Saturday and get a win. And so you're in that zone. And I'll like FaceTime with my kids, you know, a couple days before and whatnot. Right. But then it's kind of like, all right, I'm not gonna be in that mode. I'm gonna be in that kind of, you know, fighter warrior kind of mode mindset.
Got you. So, and my last question is, like, what do you feel is something in your arsenal that you feel like used to be a weakness that you turned into a strength that you feel will be key in this match for you to get the title?
Maybe my mind, my mentality sometimes, where you didn't believe you were one of the best in the world, and you know, I turned that corner where I know I'm the best in the world, and now I just have to go out there and prove it. So I think that's the biggest thing. You know, I have everything I need physically, but now I have everything I need mentally, and you've seen that in my last 2 fights. I went out there and finished 2 top 10 guys. So that's gonna be the key.
Wow, yo, God bless, yo, Ryan, man.
Sure,
yo, we rooting for you, man. God bless, man. That's amazing. This was a great informative interview. And in terms of the wrestling, pay attention to this, man. Pay attention, because this right here could change the way you execute in your journey to go be an MMA fighter as well. Ryan, once again, God bless.
Thank you,
it's your boy Hip Hop Gamer. You already know what it is. On your high 9-7 every day. That's my word. And we out of here. Peace.